Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Okay, let me get this.
Oh, did she also get? She get the shrimp noodles? No.
No. Hey Tay. Hey cousin. Hey Amaryllis. Okay, I'm gonna set y'all over there so I can see y'all. Hey everybody. Say yes. We almost back to tax season. So I wanted to do this live tonight for all of my small business owners. Everybody who is small business owners. So we're going to give everybody a few minutes to get in. But yeah, we're going to talk about it. So let's talk about it. While I'm waiting. So Tay, how was your trip, cousin? I have to ask. Say, I don't want to hear no excuses when I tell you I'm booking a flight. I don't want to hear that. I'm scared of flying. You better be ready. Because it's coming. Say, hey, everybody. Hey. I want to cut on some music, but I have to remember this is YouTube now. So, I have to, wait. Get this full screen. Y'all ready for this? I'm going to talk about the 7202 tonight, too. Because it is for individuals who are self-employed to be able to get the paid sick leave for COVID. They're also allowing, if you did any kind of home COVID test, they let you claim that too. So, we're going to talk about it all. I want to give people some time to come in. Y'all know I don't want to keep repeating it. I don't want to have to keep saying it. It's like, say, just let me go ahead and say, do it from here. Say, so anybody got any questions about anything while we're waiting for some people to come in? Child tax credit or anything like that, or y'all got a pretty good understanding how it's going to work now? Let's see, we're going to give them 5 more minutes, and then I'm going to start talking, okay? Because that part, so go ahead and get this information out the way. They can always click on the link and come back and watch it later. I'm trying to let everybody know, like, if you want to ask your questions while I'm talking, you're going to have to be on YouTube to do it. So when y'all see these videos on Facebook, just know that this is what you're interacting with now, not the Facebook. I am not doing the lives on Facebook. I am strictly doing the lives on YouTube. Out of courtesy, because I know a lot of people needed to know about the child tax credit last week. That is why I shared the live after I finished recording on YouTube, so that the information can still be known. But from here on, that was the last courtesy one that I was going to actually post as a live, unless my spirit tell me otherwise. That's going to be the last one I do like that. So I'm going to talk to you guys. We're going to talk about Schedule C filers. We're going to talk about who is an actual Schedule C filer, what is self-employment, what all comes with it, what you need to have in order to accurately report your earnings, net profit, net loss, that is how your business is calculated. They don't go by the gross, they go by the net. And we're going to talk about all that so you guys can have a clear understanding of what it is that you need to be having together, prepared. Like I said, I started telling y'all a couple of weeks ago, especially if you are in business for yourself and you know you're one of those who don't like to keep up with receipts. Now, me, myself personally, y'all, I have everything emailed to me. Any purchases I make, I don't care if it's for supplies, a service, a trip, a restaurant, whatever I'm booking, I usually have an invoice sent to me and it is saved in my email. So not that I have to send all that in to the IRS, but that is where I get my amounts from. So I need to have it. So I make sure I have it. Okay. And so that's what I'm going to talk to y'all about. Yes, the $600. If you had $600, a transaction for $600, or your bank account was $600 at any point, you get the 1099K. That is true. It is true right now only for the 2022 year. That is why they're trying to vote to pass it. He's trying to make it a law. He's trying to put it into a bill to make it part of the law. But right now it's only for 1 year. In the CARES Act, it is for 1 year. Also, well, yeah, the CARES Act. The one that they just passed this year, the affordable, whatever that, the AFRTA, whatever that was, that one extended the 7202. So you can claim the credit, self-employed people, from April 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2021. So they do still have the 7202 in play. I have not seen anything about the look back credit yet. And most of you know the look back credit was when they allowed you to use your prior year AGI for your current year AGI to get qualified for more credit. They did that in 2020 with them still having the 7202 in play. I am thinking that they may still allow us to use the look back credit. But if y'all can remember, people who opted to use their 2021 AGI, their 2019 AGI for 2020, you know, your 2020 was hardly anything, especially by self-employed individuals. So you got to keep that in mind when you're trying to use it again for this year, to use the look back credit from 2020 for the income that was reported. Do I feel like it's still going to be in play? Yes, I do. Is it going to be in play? I cannot say for sure. I have not seen that update just yet. I did see the update about the 7202, where it is allowing self-employed individuals to claim the credit for sick leave from COVID from April 1st, 2021 up until September 30th, 2021. They also, if you pay for any kind of home COVID test or anything, you can also claim that as a deduction. It's not a credit, but they are allowing you to claim it as a deduction. And they're also, hey, Tasha, hey, sis, but they're also allowing us, remember this year, guys, for most of my tax preparers, y'all know, they allowed us the $300 deduction without having to itemize. So this year they doubled that. So instead of $300, now you can claim $600 for charitable contributions without itemizing, meaning you do not have to do a Schedule A in order to claim that deduction. Self-employed individuals that can help. Okay. Charitable donations is if you tithe at church, if you donate to Red Cross, if you took furniture, if you gave clothes, if you did any of those things, those are charitable contributions. Most likely, if you went to Goodwill or Red Cross or Salvation Army, they gave you a form that showed the donation and the amount that the donation was worth. That is for you to use as a deduction. Now, keep in mind, deductions is not the same as credits. Know that. Yeah, I'm teaching a little bit tonight, okay? Because I want my small business owners to just be ready. I'm trying to give y'all the best way to understand a deduction and a credit. Okay, credit is money awarded for income that you have. Credit is based off of income. Deductions is taken away from the income to reduce the amount of income or tax liability on a certain amount of income that you have. So when you do a deduction, let's say, I'm gonna give you guys a quick example. Let's say you make $30,000 and you claim $15,000 in deductions. $15,000 is not the credit you get. It takes 15,000 from that 30,000. So now your AGI is 15 instead of 30. That's what deductions do. Now let's look at what credits do. If you got the same 30,000, because you know child tax credit is up to 3,000, we're just going to use 3,000 for right now. We're not going to mumble and jumble with the numbers. We're just going to use 3,000 because every other year it was 2. This year is 3. So if you're at 30,000 with your income and you have, let's say you do 3 kids and it's up to 3,000 per kid, they may give you child tax credit and you're not getting 9,000. Okay. Let's make that perfectly clear because I'm tired of people. No, they making it a fully refundable. I don't care. It is based on your income. With those 3 kids, you could see child tax credit payments. It's not going to be 9, but it could be close to 5 or 6 for those 3 kids you have on there. Okay. Understand me and understand me well. So this is based off of the income you have, this credit. It does not do what a deduction does. Credits are given to you based on your income. All credits are based on the income. Okay. All right. So when you're going to use deductions, deductions work like expenses. My Schedule C filers, I was going to read to y'all what the definition of it was. That's what I was going to do. Give me 1 minute. Because I want y'all to have a full understanding. Because I see some people are confused because you get an LLC or you name your business something incorporated or something like that, and you're like, wait a minute, Ms. Nene, you know, I need to file my personal and my business, and I'm asking you like, what kind of business? Oh, well, I went and got, this is what it's named. The name does not mean it determines the business structure or what type of entity it is. What determines that is when you did it, did you say it's a sole proprietorship? Did you make your LLC a single member LLC? If that is the case, even for partnerships, if it's just you and one other person, guess what? You both file Schedule C's. So your Schedule C is not independent of your 1040 tax return. So I want my Schedule C people to know there is no difference. Okay. There is no difference. You do not file your regular tax return and then say, oh, I got my business over here and I want to file my business. If you are working with a seasoned tax preparer or a tax preparer that know what they're doing, they would tell you, what kind of business do you have? Is it a sole proprietorship? Is it a partnership? Is it a single member LLC? If it is any one of those, you are filing a Schedule C. You do not file a 1120 or 1120S. You know why? Because you're not a corporation and you do not have board members. You're not incorporated. You don't have chains. When you did the paperwork for your business, you said it's me and me alone. Now, for this is not applying to everybody. This is strictly for my small business owners. That's why I specifically said I wanted to talk tonight only to my small business owners. People who are in business for themselves want to know, hey, what do I need to have to make sure I'm covered, to make sure, you know, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do? Tell me. Okay. So that's what I was finna do. I'm going to give y'all the IRS's. Look, S's. Definition. And this is for educational purposes only. What the IRS definition of, as y'all can see, I'm on the actual website. Let me see if it'll catch it. I don't know if it'll catch it, y'all, but I'm on the actual IRS website. So it say, who is self-employed? Generally, somewhere self-employed if any one of the following apply to them. They carry on a trade or business as a sole proprietor or an independent contractor. They are a member of a partnership that carries on a trade or business, or they are otherwise in business for themselves, including part-time business. Okay. Now, yes, it does give the information about a gig worker as well. It says the gig economy, also called sharing economy or access economy, is the activity where people earn income providing on-demand work, services, or goods. Y'all know what is classified as gig income? That is the what's the one that goes to the grocery store for people? That grocery shops? Is it Postmates? I think that's the name of it. Postmates, DoorDash, all of those are gigs. That's considered gig income. Okay. So that gig income is still counted as self-employment income. Now, when do you have to report self-employment income? When you have at least $400 in profit. Okay. So even if y'all want to say in 2021 you lost money or whatever, you be careful when you are claiming the business as a loss. After 3 years, if you every year the business has been a loss, they will no longer let you count that income for that business. They will call it a hobby. You will not be able to use it. You cannot say after 3 years, I have not made anything. I am in the red every year. That is not going to fly. Okay. So for my individuals who did the PPP and the EIDLs, let me explain something, because I think somewhere along the lines you guys were thinking I was talking about the loans being paid back. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Okay. I'm not talking about you having 100% forgiveness. I'm not talking if your loan, your PPP has been, because EIDL can't be forgiven. Okay, let's make that clear. EIDL, if you got the 15, 20, 30, 80, 90,000, that cannot be forgiven. You have to pay that loan back. EIDL advances, we were told when they issued them, if you got the 5 or 10, that did not have to be paid back either, right? But because of the $600 thing, where you're not getting a 1099K for that 5 or 10,000 that was deposited into your account, you will most likely get a 1099K now, where you will still have to pay taxes on it. No, you probably don't have to pay it back, but you're still going to have to pay taxes on it, if that makes sense. Okay. All right. So I think somewhere along the lines, you guys got it misconstrued what I was trying to say about PPP and EIDLs, if you got it. I'm not talking about the loan process. I'm not talking about you having it forgiven. If you've been able to have it forgiven, kudos. Good for you. You know, and they are making it real easy right now. So if you have not already went and applied for your forgiveness, listen, even if you let somebody do it and you really don't know what they did or how they did it, you need to tell them, go ahead and apply for it, because now, because you have let the entire well, hopefully y'all stop getting it around, because they ran out of money around May, June. So from June to October, you had that week, those weeks to use that money that you got funded as payroll. Go ahead and apply for your forgiveness, because it is happening very quickly. And because of certain restrictions, if the PPP awarded to you isn't over a certain amount, and you say you use it all for payroll, you do not have to submit documents right now. So if you have not done it, go ahead and log in so you can try to get your forgiveness done. Because when that loan comes due, they may not allow you to apply for it anymore, because it is a certain time period that they're giving you to apply for the forgiveness. So if you got you got the loan, you haven't did your forgiveness yet, please go ahead and log in to the SBA website and do your loan forgiveness now, while they're not requiring too much, and you have the extended time, the entire length of the time that they gave you. Because they said it was 3 to 8 months, but when I went on there, it was, I think, 6 to 24 weeks. So go do it now. And what I was speaking on, okay? You would still need to be reporting whatever you received in advance, a grant, or a PPP for on your taxes. Hey, Miss Diane, you will still have to file a Schedule C if you received funding. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, well, I ain't filing. I'm shit. I wasn't planning on filing. I ain't going to file. I ain't going to file. Once you accepted that money from the SBA, because you had to send in some kind of proof that you had a business that was active, whether it was a fraudulent Schedule C you use, or a fraudulent LLC, or fraudulent bank account, whatever it is you use to get you approved for it, you are now in the system as a business owner, period. You are going to have to file. I didn't say you have to match what was sent in, because businesses gain and loss, they are up and down every year. No business, not too many, can say I've been making 40, 40, 40, 40, 40. No, I made 40 this year. I made 20 this year. I made 17 this year. I made 36 this year. That is how business operates. Expenses change. The gross change. Things change. So I am not saying, oh, well, I think this girl said I got $100,000. I think she said my business made $100,000. If y'all know, like I know, in the beginning, they were going off of net. So for the individuals who were saying, y'all let somebody say y'all had $100,000 or $200,000 business after expenses, and that was the net profit, it is possible. Listen to me. It is possible that they can run those Schedule Cs that were submitted, because remember, for the EIDL, you did that directly through the SBA. I am not talking about PPP right now. I am talking about the SBA, the EIDL, and the EIDL advances. You submitted that information directly to the SBA. Now, you know they caught on. How do we know they caught on? I need y'all to interact with me real quick. How do we know when they caught on? Who know when they caught on? Anybody know? When the SBA and the IRS caught on to, hey, it's a lot of fraud. It's a lot of it. When did they catch on? Remember when they did the second funding of it? What was required for that second one? You had to sign that 4605T, right? You had to sign it. You want the money? Okay, now we don't want you to send us nothing. We just want you to give us permission to go look ourselves, right? Now, y'all know I've never been too right to be wrong. If I'm telling a lie, say, no, they didn't. Tell me. Because we know for a fact, yes, they did. That's why a lot of people, they were talking about all the billions that was just sitting there. Nobody's applying for it. Nobody, small businesses, come get it right now. Get it, get it. It's here to get. Nobody was willing to just say, oh, hell no. You finna dig through my stuff. And some people signed it without even knowing that this is what they were allowing them to do. Because they just seen, I was approved, sign it. Oh, they giving me 25, 30,000 more, sign it. And nobody was paying attention to what you were signing. They caught on. So I am saying, just like a condom, it's better to need have one and not need it than need one and not have it, right? Right? So it is better to have a Schedule C and not need it than to need one and not have it. Because the year 2022 is when everything that was given out in 2020, listen to me, everything that was sent out to us in 2020 and 2021 comes due in 2022, which is next year. So this is why I'm saying, if you got any kind of business funding, Whether you said you did hair, you babysit, you do fragrances, you sell clothes, whatever it is, and you applied for a PPP or an EIDL or an EIDL advance, I am not talking about paying the money back. I am talking about, hey, file it, put it on your tax return. You are filing a Schedule C. Like I said, I don't care if you name your business Inc. this and Corp that, it doesn't matter. Because when you selected the type of business entity, you either put sole proprietor or partnership or single member LLC. If you did one of the three, you are filing a Schedule C. That means you will be having to report on your own freestanding your income and your expenses. Your gross income is what you make before any expenses come out. Once the expenses come out, you're left with your net. The net shows you what your business is worth. Not gross, net. Okay? So let's talk about it. When you're doing your income, now we know that for 2021 tax season, they're mailing out these 1099Ks. A lot of people are freaking out because they like, wait a minute, Nini, because I use Cash Out for business, but all the money that come in there is not just used for business. Some of it is my own personal money. The same stands true for bank accounts. Same stands true for different not only Cash Out, PayPal, Venmo, whatever you're using. And you're like, wait a minute now, how's this gonna work? Because all that money that's in there that they're looking at is not money from my business. Some of that is my own personal money. Okay? I expect, because they are sending out these 1099Ks for them to have a box to either specify what type of money it is. I am hoping that they're going to do that. I'm hoping they're not trying to make, with the 1099K, all these people file Schedule C's to report the money that they had in their accounts. That still remains to be seen, okay? That's why the refresher course will be at the end of November, because I need to start seeing some drafts of some forms. I can speak on the 7202 because I seen that today, where they're allowing from April 1st to September 30th of this year to be used on the 7202 again. I have not seen the look back credit yet. So, I am watching. I'm trying to keep up with it. But let's be clear. If you did any kind of PPP, any kind of EIDL, you need to be doing your Schedule C. And your Schedule C is filed with your individual tax return. It is filed when you do your taxes. Now, like I was just explaining, with your income, you will have those 1099Ks that come out. That's a good way for record keeping, because I'm talking to you about record keeping. What proof you're going to need, what you need to have in hand when you're going to your tax preparer or doing it yourself, or if God forbid you get a letter saying, hey, you're under review and we need you to send these bank statements or whatever to prove this business. Stop paying everything with cash. Okay? I know some people are like, no, I don't need no paper trail like that. Whoop, whoop, wham, hey, I ain't trying. That is the best record keeping you can have, is your bank statements. Guess what? If you got Cash Out, what do? It gives you a rundown on everything that has came in and went out, right? It even has the name, where the card was used or who the purchase was for. It has all that. Zelle has it. PayPal has it. Venmo has it. They all have that for box, that line for when you're doing transaction. It asks you what it's for, right? Utilize it, especially if you are not good at keeping up with receipts. Now, I know some avid record keepers. I'm talking about all the way down to damn chips at the corner store when they on the road working. I know some avid record keepers. Everybody is not like that, though. Everybody do not have that. I just spent this on my business, or I just ordered that. Let me put this to the side. Let me put this in a folder. If you are that type of person, gratitude, you can put it all in the folder. Just make you business expense, write business expense on it. And I'm giving y'all this game now so that now that you're continuing on with your business, you know year to year what you need to be retaining. What information do you need to be keeping up with? If you're doing business for yourself, I would advise, instead of using your own personal account, if you create you a Cash App, create you a PayPal, anything, create you something outside of your own personal name for business use only. So that income that is for the business will be strictly for the business, and it won't intertwine with your personal money. You will be able to say, even when you send it from PayPal or Zelle or wherever to your bank, it'll still show that it was sent to that establishment under that business name. That's to help with your record keeping. That's to help you keep up with your income. Now, for your expenses, there are a lot of expenses that you can use, especially in the upcoming tax season. They have a lot of them. A lot of them you can use. Okay? You just need to use it on a card. You want me to tell you why? Because when you go and pay cash, they print you out a receipt. Now, some stores have now added the option where they can email you the receipts. If that is the case, let them do that. You need to have proof of your expenses. The reason being, no, you don't mail it in when you do your taxes, but it is called bookkeeping. You are in business for yourself. You have to keep up with what you're making and what you're spending, what's coming in and what's going out. You are in business for yourself, meaning you do not have anybody that is responsible for your payroll, your supplies, your expenses, insurance, advertising, none of that. You need this bookkeeping. Hey, Miss Renee, you guys need this bookkeeping. If you are a small business owner, like I said, I don't care if you're selling plates or selling clothes or selling lotions or selling whatever you're selling. I don't care if you're babysitting, if you're adult sitting, if you're a taxi driver. I don't care what your business is that you're getting paid on. You will need to have documents that support what you are saying. If you did a PPP or an EIDL, you most definitely need to be filing a 2021 tax return. Okay? Do not put off today for tomorrow, because it'll only be worse in the long run. It'll only be worse if you let them contact you about it versus you going ahead and filing it. So if you did any of those, please file your Schedule C. Also, how many of y'all know what y'all business codes is? The NAICS code. Who know what the codes is? Do anybody know their code off top? And y'all want to know why it's important? Because your business code needs to be consistent with whatever it was that you apply for that advance or that PPP with. It needs to be consistent. Okay? So if you did it for childcare, when you file your taxes, you need to make sure you tell your preparer, hey, no, my business is childcare services. You don't let her put you as a retail salesman or nothing like. No, it needs to match whatever was on your application needs to match your tax return. Okay. If some of you are saying, hey, Miss Nene, I didn't even get a copy. I don't even know what was on it. I don't know like what was submitted. I don't know what was said. Most likely, even if a person did it for you, you can go in and get your application. You can look at it. Hopefully they most times they don't, but me, I saved mine. Like once I submitted my signatures, I downloaded my documents and saved a copy, so I know what was said at all times. I know what I said. So for the other people who put your life in somebody else's hands, just know you need to be telling them, I need your help. I need to know what you said I had. And please don't go at them wrong. Don't go at these people wrong. Okay? Because they helped you. Whatever your situation and they helped you, help them. However, let them know you just need to know what was said on your Schedule C. If you do not have the Schedule C that was reported, just ask what was said. Not because you need the amounts, okay? Let me say it again. Not because you need to know how much they said you made. You need to know what you were doing. You cannot go in a tax office and say, yeah, I need to file my taxes. Oh no, I'm in business for myself. And then they say, what kind of business? Well, I think she said I was you can't do that. Okay. My small business owners, you cannot do that. And like I said, and I will repeat it over and over, and I'm probably going to say it 10 more times before this hour is up. You need to be filing a Schedule C if you created a LLC, single member, in a partnership, or a sole proprietor. You file a Schedule C. You are not filing an 1120. You are not filing an 1120S. Do not let people con you or try to tell you, hey, now you go file your personal, I'll do your business for you. No, that's not how it goes. When you are that type of business entity, you are filing a Schedule C. Let's be perfectly clear. So please, individuals, everybody, listen to me. Like I said, I don't care what you named that business when you did your application on the IRS website to apply for your EIN. When you did it for your certificate of formation in whatever state, and even on the EIN application, it asks you what is the type of business structure, what is the entity. Is it a sole proprietor? Is it a partnership? Is it an LL limited liability company? It has the different ones. But after that, it asks you, is it a single member? Because if it's single member, guess what? You still file a Schedule C. If it's two members, guess what? It's classified as a partnership. You still file a Schedule C. The only time that it is considered anything outside of Schedule C filing is if it is listed as a corporation or if it is LLC with multi-members. Multi meaning more than two. So do not be foolish and let people tell you, oh no, you go file your taxes, but now, yeah, you got an LLC. I'll file that for you separately. No. That goes with your 1040, with your individual tax return. That is to be filed with your taxes. So let's talk about something else. The amounts for self-employed people, it's not supposed to be as high as individuals who have W-2s. I'm going to repeat it because I've been saying it. Some people caught on to what I'm saying. Some people just don't understand because they got somebody telling them they self-employed, but they putting that income on a Schedule H. Don't know they're going to come for you. But let's talk about it. When the income is reported on the W-2, box 1, 3, and 5 usually reads the same, meaning they're the same. If it's 10,000 in box 1, box 3 and 5, you will say 10,000 too, because that is considered the gross wages, the taxable amount. Boxes 2, 4, and 6 contains federal withheld, Social Security withheld, Medicare withheld. Now this is on the W-2. So the person who made that $10,000 and they have amounts in box 2, 4, and 6, they will be awarded their full credits, meaning there's no tax really unless they made over the standard deduction amount. So whatever credit they got off of their income, they are awarded their full credit on the W-2. That's because their taxes have already been paid on the money that they earned throughout the year. For my self-employed individuals, we pay our taxes either quarterly or when we file our tax return and they deduct our Social Security, our Medicare, and the self-employment tax from our refunds. So a person with $17,000, and I'm going to use just the prior years because 2021 is still up in the air. But as soon as I can get my hand on any kind of demo software to see what 2021 is looking like, I promise y'all I'm going to come and report it. I'm going to let y'all know what it looks like. But okay, so I'm going off of 2020. Let's just go off of 2020. So let's say a person makes $18,000, has 3 dependents paid in $1,000. Federal withheld, right? That person refund for those 3 kids at $18,000 probably would have been like almost $10,000 with those 3 kids on a W-2. If they made $18,000 or $19,000 and they let $1,000 be withheld and they got 3 kids under the age of 17, most likely they refund will about $9, $10. Easily. Now let's say a person who is filing a Schedule C, self-employed, has that same amount, $18,000, $19,000 net profit from their business, and they have 3 dependents. That person's refund will probably be about 5 or 6. Do y'all know why it's different? Because the person with the W-2 income, they have already paid their share of Medicare and Social Security taxes on their wages throughout the year. The person who filed Schedule C, that means you got paid cash all year. You paid no one any taxes out of that money, especially if you were not one who was sending in. I don't do it. I just let them take it out. When I file, I don't make quarterly payments. I think after next year, I may have to start. But right now, where I'm at, just take it out. But you have to pay. I don't care. Like I said, they say $400 profit has to be reported. So they're going to still apply Medicare, Social Security, and self-employment tax to that $400 net profit. So a person that has $18,000, $19,000, you're going to have to pay your Medicare, which is 1.45%, your Social Security, which is 6.2%, and then your self-employment tax. They all add together, and whatever that amount is, after it does it, that comes out. It comes out of your refund. This is the reason individuals who do not have dependents and want to file a Schedule C, you do not get a refund. This is the reason why. If you don't have any way to generate credit with self-employed income, that is why you always have a balance due, is because you have to pay the taxes on the income you reported, and you have no credits that is used to help offset that tax liability on that income. Okay? So let's talk about contractors, because I've seen some of you guys Schedule C's, and it sort of scared me a little bit that people are out here really doing what I see some of these taxpayers preparers doing on some of these Schedule C's. Y'all do not let them. I don't care if you are paying somebody, if you're in business for yourself and you are paying someone to help you complete a job. Let's say you have a daycare service and you let a young lady come in and assist you in providing daycare. She's independent. You're not sending in no taxes for her. When you say I'm giving her $200 a week, you give her $200 a hand. She's filing a Schedule C just like you. Okay? Do not let your preparer put income that is used for contract work on your W-2 line, because the IRS is then going to be looking for your 941s. Do not let them put it on that line. If you are working for yourself and you have someone that you paid to come in and assist or do some work for your business or do something regarding, hey, I need to hire somebody to come in. If I wanted to get the house paint, oh, okay, well, I need to hire a painter for AKA tax office. That painter, I paid them directly, but they're not my employee. They're not an employee. An employee is someone who you can control the operations within your business. An independent contractor is a person who comes in independent of your company to get a job done. So when you are filing your Schedule Cs, please make sure your preparer is not saying you have W-2 workers unless you really have W-2 workers. And if you paid them over $10,000, you have to give them a 1099 NEC. Okay? If you had contract workers and your business made, because I got some Schedule C, some 1099s I have to send out this year. If you paid them more than I'm really gonna say 5,000, y'all. Let's just keep it a buck. If you paid them that, give them a 1099 NEC from your business. You can go get 1099 NEC forms from your local Office Depot, or you can order the forms online. It will come with 4 copies. Your 1099 NEC will have a copy A, a copy B, a copy 1, and a copy 2. Hold on, no. Copy A is for the Internal Revenue Service. Copy B is for the employee. Copy C is for your records. And then 1 and 2 is for state and local. Fill them out, mail them in. Ms. Renee, the 1099 NEC is for anybody who has contract workers. Most likely, if you filed taxes this year, because it's no longer a 1099 miscellaneous. 1099 miscellaneous line number 7 has now been put on its very own form, which is the 1099 NEC, and NEC stands for non-employee compensation, meaning they paid you like an independent contractor. So that's what that is. A 1099 NEC is issued to anybody who is working for themselves. A lot of times this is for truck drivers, traveling nurses, some daycare workers, like people who babysit. If you get payments from the state or whatever to have 5 kids in your house and they're paying you for those child care services, then you will be filing a 1099 NEC. That's what they would send you. 1099 miscellaneous line 7 is non-existent. It is not in existence. So if someone tries to give you a 1099 miscellaneous and don't put the money that they say they paid you on a box number 7, if you go look at the 2020 1099 miscellaneous, you don't see it say non-employee compensation in box 7 anymore. They have rearranged the entire form. 1099 NEC is now the form that is used solely to report contract income. NEC is non-employee compensation. Anybody who has ever read their 1099 know that is what line box 7 on the 1099 miscellaneous used to read. Now they're issuing 1099 NECs. If you are in business for yourself and you have paid individuals, now let's say collectively you got 5 people, your business don't made $20,000 and you don't paid about 5 or 6,000 to people to help you work. 9 times out of 10, you're not submitting 1099 NECs. You'll just put that 5,000 that you paid out of your 20 under contract labor on your Schedule C. But if your business has made 100, 120,000 and you don't pay it out about 30,000 to people who work with you, you need to be sending 1099 NECs. Y'all ask where can you get them from? They are available on the IRS website. They're free to download, the 1099 NECs. Most likely, if you are trying to get it for the upcoming tax season, you will need to go inside of an Office Depot. They have the new tax forms, or you can find somewhere to order them online, so you can create your 1099 NECs for your business. Okay? So, for the love of everything holy, do not let anyone report your 1099 NEC income as W-2 income. Let them know, no, I don't issue W-2s to the people who work for me, because I don't have anyone who is on payroll. I have contractors, and that would go under contract labor. Okay? Okay, so we're almost to my hour. So I'm just going to recap very quickly everything that I discussed tonight. PPP, EIDL, go now, before November, and apply for your forgiveness if you have not already, for your PPP loan. If you have not done it, please go and apply for that as soon as you can, while they are not requiring any documentation to be submitted. Go and do it now. You don't need to have any more loans or debts attached to your socials, okay? If you did the PPP or EIDL or even the advance, I am not talking about what you're paying back. I am simply saying file your Schedule C. It is better that you go ahead and report something than not to say anything, and then you let them contact you about, hey, you got this on file, we got a Schedule C from this year, we don't have anything in there for this year. You need to try to create that timeline, okay? So y'all, please don't let anybody talk y'all out of, especially if you know you did it. Especially if you know you did it, don't y'all let these people talk y'all out of filing those Schedule Cs. File it. What business entities need to be filing Schedule Cs, or what types of businesses? Like I said, I don't give a dog what you named your business when you applied for your EIN. If you said the type of business entity that you have is either a sole proprietorship, a partnership, or single member LLC, or a 2-member LLC, you will still be filing Schedule Cs. You are not filing a 1120 or 1120S for that business. So make sure it is included when you file your 2021 tax return. Also, keep in mind, Schedule C filers, refunds are not as high as people with W-2s, because people with W-2s have already paid their taxes in on the income earned during the year. When you go to file your Schedule C, that income is reported right then and there, and the tax is calculated on what you owe based on the income you are reporting. Okay? Next, start using your cards. Start emailing receipts to yourself. If you're a person who likes to have it on paper, like she said, put it on paper. If you like for it to be on paper, start having these when you're paying for supplies, even if you are paying your bills. Let me say this very quickly, because I'm at almost 5 minutes. If you are working from home, you can use your rent, you can use your lights, you can use a portion of your house, meaning you will have to report the square footage that is used for a business, but you can use all of that as expenses for your business if you're working from home. If you work from home, you can use all of those. Now, can you say if your rent is $1,000 that, hey, for my business, my rent was $12,000? No, but you could say $6,000, because your business is operated out of your home. So when you pay your landlord, ask for your receipt if you can't pay it online. If you paying your bills, Don't go into Fiesta and all that and let them staple a receipt. Pay it online. They're going to contact you. Hey, payment received. That's your evidence. That's your proof. That is your document. And those expenses help. Now, if you are reporting only Schedule C income and you're saying you had a loss, you do not get a refund. So if the only income you're reporting is just Schedule C income or income that is not considered earned, and you have a loss from that business, you still will not get a refund. You cannot get something from nothing. You have to be in the black, not in the red, in order to get credits. When it's negative anything, you're in the red in your business. That means you're losing. It's a loss. When you're in the black, that means positive. You're good. It's a positive income. And you will still have to pay taxes on it. Okay? So I will be keeping my eyes out, guys, for any updates I see as far as the 1099Ks that will be mailed out for next tax season regarding the $600 transactions to your accounts. I hope they give you the option. I'm not worried about me because everything goes to my business account, but I hope they give you the option to say whether that income was business or personal on the taxes. We have not seen any updates on the IRS website just yet, but I do check it frequently to see anything that is new regarding filing or any credits or any, like I said, I seen the 7202 today, so I know that it's still there. Just remember, if you're going to do the 7202, you have to have documentation to prove what loss you would have had. And then it is a limit. The limit on that is 2 weeks for yourself, 4 weeks for an individual. Now, when they say weeks, I want y'all to have a full understanding. They're not talking about Sunday through Saturday. They're talking about work weeks, Monday through Friday. So basically 5 days. So you do 5 and the income for each day cannot exceed $200. So if you can't go over $200 and it's only letting you do 5 days a week, that's $1,000 a week, $2,000 that you can use for yourself. For the person, whether it's a dependent or someone that you're caring for that had COVID or was suspected of having COVID, they let you do it for 4 weeks for them. And the same applies Monday through Friday. Okay? That is how the 7202 works. Now, do I advise you guys to use it? Because you will also have to provide documentation that the person, yourself or the dependent who you're caring for, was actually diagnosed positive or either suspected and was self-quarantined by a medical physician. So I don't want y'all to go start poking around on that form if you know nobody you know or nobody in your house actually had COVID or they thought they had COVID or you didn't seek any kind of medical help when you thought it was there. So if you didn't, then just leave it alone. Hopefully they bring back the look back credit. But like I said, guys, I'm still waiting. November is usually when we see all the updates for the upcoming tax season. So I will be doing more lives before then, but I will most definitely keep you guys updated as I see fit. Remember, all of my self-employed individual small business owners, y'all start keeping up with y'all records. If you're not already, start using your cards so you can have records of expenses and income because they're already keeping up with your income. I hope you know that. They're keeping up with that already. So I'm going to wish each of you a blessed night because I'm actually a minute over my hour. So I'm going to go ahead and end this live. Y'all, please like, share, subscribe, share this on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Put it wherever you can. Just let's try to get the word out to our small business owners. Hey, this is what y'all need. This is what you need to be doing if you are not already. And I would be like I said, just collecting as much information in between here and now. As far as changes coming up for the 2021 tax season, I'm going to wish all of you a blessed night. Love you guys from a genuine place, and I will talk to you.